Welcome back to another edition of Cook. Don't be lazy. So this week my intention was to make tacos, but unfortunately that's going to have to wait till next week. That's an inside joke. Don't worry about that. Whoever's watching, they know what that means. But as I turn on the computer and I'm going to my news articles, all I see is controversy this, controversy that regarding the football games. I don't watch football. I don't care about that. But I do like the Super Bowl. Super Bowl is a time for friends, family, good food, and good commercials, or bad ones. But we're going to focus on the food. Most people stick to pizza, hot wings, chips, dips. We're going to pick it up a notch. We are going to make fried chicken balls. Fried chicken balls, okay? Can't go wrong with this. Great appetizer. Forget the norm, take it up a notch, fried chicken balls. So with the fried chicken balls, we're gonna make 2 homemade dressings. Don't you dare, don't you dare be lazy and go buy some bottled dressing. We're gonna make 2 very simple dressings. One's gonna be a ranch dressing, ranch type dressing, and the other one's going to be a blue cheese dressing. So let's get to the kitchen and let's start off with our dressings. Have you ever been to one of those wing places and they usually offer you either blue cheese or a house dressing? That house dressing is usually green. We have a couple of places locally that offer that house dressing, that green house dressing. And it's pretty good, but basically it's ranch dressing with a slight modification. So I'm going to show you how to make that right now. So a couple years ago I used to go to the wing place a lot. Mainly, well, the wings are good, but mainly because I loved that house dressing. I absolutely loved it. So week after week after week, I would always ask, how is it made? How is it made? Nobody ever wanted to tell me until one day I got lucky. And I was told it's basically ranch dressing. And I was given the recipe. So now I'm going to share it with you guys. So get yourself some a packet of ranch dips mix. Real simple recipe. If you like the special house sauce at the wing place. And we're just going to make this according to what the packet states. 16 ounces of sour cream. And we're almost done with this. There's only 2 extra ingredients that we need to add to make it a so-called special house recipe. Garlic powder. Not too much. Okay. We're going to stir this up. So I'm sure you're wondering, well, if it's just ranch dressing, why can't I buy the bottle of ranch? Because I said so. That's why. Take pride in some of what you do. Stop taking the easy way out. Don't be lazy. Learn how to make a few things from scratch. So technically, this is ranch dressing, ready to go. Okay, well, where does the green part come in? I honestly think that these restaurants, they turned it green to cover the fact that it's just plain old ranch dressing. So how do we get it green? Food coloring. That's it. Couple of drops. Stir it in, and there you have your special house green sauce. We're going to stir this up pretty good, and then we're going to stick it in the fridge. Does that look familiar to some of you guys going to these wing places? There you have it. packet of ranch dips mix, sour cream, a little bit of garlic powder, green food coloring, and there's your special house recipe, your special green sauce. And now you know how to make it. Let's refrigerate this and get started on the blue cheese dressing. So for our homemade blue cheese dressing, have you ever seen blue cheese? This stuff looks disgusting. Looks like frozen puke. I'm just calling it as I see it. But stuff tastes good. So what's the old saying? Don't judge a book by its cover. Well, let's not judge it too much. But it does look disgusting. We're going to use, I don't know how much. We're going to eyeball it. So we're going to cut some of this up a little bit to smaller pieces. And then we're going to crumble it by hand. So let me get this going. I should probably use the whole thing. Yeah, I'll use the whole thing. I'll use most of it. We need to cut up a lemon. Crumble up the blue cheese into a bowl. Now my mind's everywhere again, so forgive me if I already stated this, but I've never made this before. I saw a recipe a while back and I figured I'm gonna make it because I ain't lazy, and I refuse to buy, at least today, I refuse to buy a bottle of this stuff. So we're gonna crumble this up and we'll see how it turns out. What's the worst that can happen? I don't like it, whoop-de-doo. Then I won't ever make it again. It's that simple. But if it comes out good, then I can go around bragging that I know how to make homemade blue cheese. How many of y'all can say that? Thank you. So I'll crumble up this frozen puke. It actually looks like a lot. We're going to use, let me get rid of this lemon. So we need the juice of about half a lemon. We need mayonnaise. How much? I don't know. Do you see me measuring? Nope. Eyeball it. We also need some minced garlic and a couple of tablespoons or teaspoons or drops of Worcestershire sauce. You can say it better than me, good for you. I'm not even going to try. Stir it up. Ooh, we need salt and pepper. I'll be honest with you. This don't look good. But I haven't tasted it, so I'm not going to judge it. Let me add some salt and pepper. Why? I don't know. A little bit of salt. I just think it needs salt and pepper. Some pepper. Mix it in. Alright, so I'll be honest with you. I've never made this before. And I kind of put my foot in my mouth by starting off the video by saying I was going to make this. Knowing what blue cheese looks like, I'm nervous. I don't want to taste it. Now that I know what the blue cheese looks like, frozen puke, I don't want to taste it. But I guess I got to, right? My only fear is that I'm not going to like it, and I'm going to have to scratch this whole segment. Oh well, here goes nothing. Blue cheese dressing. Pretty good. Alright. Oh man, double dip, sorry. Call the health department on me if you want, I don't care. That came out pretty good. Tastes like a little bit too much mayonnaise, so I'm going to modify the seasonings. I'm probably going to put some more blue cheese in it. But other than that, tastes pretty decent. So let's get started on the chicken. Go get yourself a rotisserie chicken from the store. Already pre-made. Get yourself a chicken. However, go through your chickens. Make sure you find one that doesn't look like it's been overcooked. So once you find your chicken, let's break it apart. Make sure you wash your hands. And all we want is the meat part. Careful with the cartilage. We don't want cartilage. Just the meat. No skin. We don't want the skin. So we're going to break down this chicken. Just the meat. No cartilage, no bones, no skin. You ain't got to be perfect. Just break it down. I think what are the chickens? Chickens are about $5 in most stores. It's $5. Get yourself a chicken. Now, if you want to take the time to make your own chicken, go right ahead. I'm not going to call you lazy for that. Go ahead. Just easier to buy yourself a $5 chicken. Don't be lazy, but don't be dumb either. It's $5. Now, it's been years since I've made this. I don't even remember where I learned the recipe from. But Super Bowl's around the corner. Why not teach you guys something new for the party? Fried chicken balls. Y'all gonna be tasting some mighty tasty balls on Super Bowl. No pun intended. Or was I? I think I was intending that. Anyways. Make sure you wash your hands. You gotta remember, you're cooking for other people. You don't know where your fingers have been. They don't know where your fingers have been. So wash your hands. It's actually a simple recipe. We're going to throw in some cheese, some hot sauce. We're going to roll it up into balls. Some people like big balls, some people like small balls. No pun intended. Try not to get one of them lemon flavored or barbecue flavored. Get yourself a regular chicken. We're not using the skin, so we don't care about the flavors. Just get yourself a regular chicken. Make sure you don't throw in cartilage or bone into it. Last thing we need is for people to choke on your balls. No pun intended. But seriously, you ever grow up eating fish and have that fish bone get stuck in the back of your throat? You don't want that happening. So carefully break apart your chicken so that nobody chokes on your balls when they're eating it. Fried chicken balls, what I'm talking about. Get your minds out of the gutter. Now, every bite of chicken balls is going to have a little bit of white meat, a little bit of dark meat. I'm going to go through my chicken here, break it up in small pieces. So make sure you go through it pretty good. I've already found 2 very small pieces of bone. So go through it, break it apart, and make sure you're removing any pieces of bone that unintendedly went into your mix. Alright, I think I'm pretty content. So let's throw in our cheese. Sharp cheddar cheese. We're going to eyeball it. It's going to be roughly 2 cups. Alright. We're going to stir that in. And we need to throw in some hot sauce. Now, in case you guys didn't realize, most restaurants that serve hot wings, they use Frank's Red Hot Sauce. I'm not trying to endorse it. There's no advertisement plug or anything. I'm just giving you the facts. Most restaurants that make hot wings use Frank's Red Hot Sauce. There's a reason for it. It's a pretty darn good hot sauce. We're probably going to use, I don't know, I just eyeballed that, 1/4 cup. We're going to stir that in. But yeah, if you ever get a chance to look behind the scenes at a wing place, you'll notice most restaurants use, not all, most use Frank's Red Hot Sauce for their wings. So I must have overlooked that piece of chicken. That's a little bit on the hard side, so I'm not going to use that. Oh, I almost forgot. Let me wash my hands, and we need to add green scallions, green onions. It's going to give it a little crunch, a little extra flavor. Now, tip. You guys know I like to give tips. If you're one of those that likes to buy green scallions a lot, see that? Roots. You can replant this. You replant it, you'll have an unlimited supply of green scallions, green onions for the year. I've got some replanted. I've already kind of used it all up, so I'm waiting for it to regrow back out. But I'm definitely going to replant these so that I have even more of it. But yeah, learn to regrow some of these veggies you buy at the stores. No reason for you to keep going back to the stores and buying more when you can just replant it. Put it in a pot with some soil, water it every now and then, and free green onion. So we're going to throw this into our mix. We're going to throw in a little bit of pepper. We're going to stir it up, hand toss it, and then we're going to roll these into some bowls. So, I don't know, golf ball size? If you want bigger balls, make yourself bigger balls. You want smaller balls, make them smaller. I don't care. I'm going to make mine about golf ball size. So it's a little messy. I don't know that there's a cleaner way of doing this, but whatever. You got a sink, right? Wash your hands after. It's that simple. Oh man, I can't wait to fry these up. So pack them pretty good. We don't want them falling apart. So make sure they're packed pretty good. Good thing is, the chicken's already cooked. So all we're doing is we're going to fry up the breading that we're going to add to it in a minute. I ended up with 2, 4, 6, 7 balls. So for the breading part, get yourself 3 containers. 1 container, you need about 2 or 3 eggs. Minimum. Again, all depends how much you're making. You need panko breadcrumbs in another container, and some flour in another container. Now it's probably best if we put our bowls in the right order of dipping. Let me whisk this up, stir this up real quick. That's our eggs. We need our flour first, our eggs, and then our panko breadcrumbs. So what we're going to do is we're going to take one of our balls, we're going to lightly coat it with flour, we're going to dip that in egg, and then we're going to coat that with the panko breadcrumbs. Repeat the process. So flour first, egg second, breadcrumbs last. Now the panko breadcrumbs is going to give it a nice crunchy texture after we fry it up. So once you bread everything, tell me that don't look good. Oh my gosh. I am getting excited. So get yourself a small pot. I say small because if you get yourself a big pot, you're going to have to fill it up a lot with oil. So if you use a smaller pot, fills up faster. You get to make a little less at a time, but it's well worth the trade-off of not wasting too much oil. Also, get yourself a little side pan, line it up with paper, get that ready so that when you're ready to take your fried chicken balls off the stove, it can absorb some of that oil. We're going to turn on the stove. We're going to bring up the oil to about 350 degrees. I happen to have a little thermometer that shows me the temperature. So once this reaches 350, it's time to start frying. Now if you've got yourself a fryer, go ahead and use that. Just set it to 350. If you don't, well, I guess you're just going to have to eyeball it, aren't you? And if you burn it, don't blame me, because I told you, get yourself something to measure your temperature. But 350 is what we're looking for. So to give you an idea of what 350 is, my temperature thingy, my oven knob is set to between 4 and 5, which is a little bit less than halfway. It's been sitting for about 10 minutes or so. I've already checked the temperature. It's approximately 350. Going to put our balls in. I gotta be careful here. You don't want to dunk it in. And I think 3 is good enough. Now this is only going to cook for about 2 minutes. The chicken's already cooked. We're just trying to fry up the panko breading, get that cheese ooey gooey melting. So for about 2 minutes. I can already see the color changing. Oh my gosh, this smells good, looks good. So if you use a bigger pot, you can obviously fit all your balls in it. But a bigger pot means more oil. I'm not about to waste a ton of oil, so this is it. A few more seconds. Put that over to our tray lined with paper. Throw in our other balls. Let's fry this up for a little less than 2 minutes. We got one more ball left to fry. Now, if you don't have enough oil to cover the ball, give it just a slight swirl, twirl. Rotate the ball if necessary. You can use a little spoon. Put some of that hot oil on top. So we're just about done. Now I'm looking at my balls over there. The first batch, slightly overcooked. And I'm going to show you that. Hey, I'm not perfect. I'm going to show you the difference between overcooked balls and just right cooked balls. I need to start throwing in the word chicken, huh? Chicken balls. Alright, so this is just about done. You can turn off the stove. So this is my chicken balls. As you can see, these 3 here was the first batch. I left it in there a little too long. It's alright. Still edible. But these are the prettier ones. So, you live and you learn. Don't overcook your balls. You'll get fried balls. Or overcook burnt balls. They're not burnt. I shouldn't say burnt. But these look a hell of a lot better. So let me plate up and get ready to eat. Homemade green sauce house dressing, homemade blue cheese dressing, and our fried chicken balls. Gotta taste it. Tastes a lot like a chicken wing, hot wing. Great tasting fried chicken balls. Taste my balls. You won't regret it. Chicken balls. Make this for Super Bowl. You'll be a hit. In the meantime, remember, cook, don't be lazy.